again. I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Liberian, no cover bio like most of the American Paro. You say, what is your ma? I got you off Fidelity. The American Paro can you? Can you see the you can't point it. You have to pay press. The American Paro can come up here. The more go in the Asoma, no one bat you more than Montagne est à Moumoué, on s'abat pour moi, il pleure. Mais là, l'aucun yo. Quand on soit du loi, allez, envoyez, attire le loi. Et là-haut, avec là, l'aucun yo. Vivito Jobai, Vivito Nomba, Martis Mopeyo. Malade Gigi. Ouais, t'es jamais forcé. Si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco, Noscan Yassin de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Anitié les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Amunda weja ogenda o, obati amunda weja ogenda, oskide kozi do na lo. Memo ogenda o, abela we mo. Ode abati o. Si obati o mo ogenda o, we tell you when I'm here.
Le père votre vignon. Cadeau. Baïmanoa. Abénoa. En soit tout le peu Abénoa. Moi, na kai kai. Fond de siate de Sébi. Suzu. Au préfet. Après, il y a quelqu'un là-bas, oh, ça y est, celui-là. Alors, si c'est avec oh, j'ai la main, depuis Paris. Ah, Zouklement, allez, y'a manqué. Ada, maman, votre José, vous devez voir, plaisir, plaisir, ah, c'est qui? La marraine, vieille Karine, plaisir, 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 ah, c'est qui? C'est Maïko. Assisé. C'est Maïko Déborah. On dirait à Mouya Kéwa. Assoussou. Si. Assisé. Les dames Choco de Niagon. Les filles à Paris. Assoussou. Allez, y'a côté. On se marie trop. Appelez. Maman qui dit Delphine. Ok, Elisabeth Balouké. Moi, je suis quoi? Les Amazones qui démon, je les lève bien en haut, la Brésil. Maman, elle dit d'Oasia, la maman des artistes. Les mamans des artistes à Paris, à ma way, international. Gilet Bosson, out de plaisir. Oh, ça tu le fais, oui, à des oubliés. I don't know where I've been. Well, I was talking about where I've been. I play a contact where I've been. I play a speech that's where I've been. I play a contact where I've been. I play a do another where I've been. Never myself where I've been. I play a song premier where I've been. I never where I never. I play a call where I never. I play a man where I never. I play a solo where I never. C'est pas passé where I never. C'est tout, à nous si sur les cieux, à les voir, que sur les cieux, à les voir.
No sound because we didn't turn our mic on. I said, please. Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberia Radio. My mic is on now. And trying to readjust it. That's another issue. Okay. All right. Thank you. Folks, thank you for tuning into Liberia Public Radio. You know, huge number as such. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. So let me do one other thing here. In the meantime, let's go back to that music. It's Christmas, folks. It's Christmas.
Le père votre vignon. Cadeau. Baïmoa. Abényoa. On s'en trouve peu Abényoa. Moi na kai. Fond de siate de Sébi. Susu. I don't want to see you, so I beg your help. Oh, shut up, where I take you. I beg your bed, no matter where I take you. I beg your bed, doesn't know where I take you. I beg my to come here where I take you. I beg your bed, no where I take you. You can't go the way I blame you. Oh, Danita. Yes, I see the wild. And the wild, where are the wild? I mean, I'm myself in this year where I'm the wild. Not another cry, you says it away out. I'm way out. Obodo mate wera inde nyo. Abreya sawa sabani wera ate uyo. Fone jate wera ate uyo. Abreya belo ra wera ate nyo. Ya isi be wera ate uyo. Ami si so si ate nyo.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberian. Safety, safety, safety. Lord Jesus, I stand before you again this evening to tell you thank you. Thank you for making us to see this day. Thank you, my Lord. You are so wonderful, so wonderful. Christmas, my kids, family, friends, we're still together. Thank you. Only through you. Without you, we're nothing. Without you, we're nothing. Completely nothing. Zero. But because of you, we are here. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Because only you that can do this. Can you imagine a man in control of another man's life? My God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Christmas Day, thank you. Soon to be New Year, thank you. We get in the street every day, get behind the wheel, a car that someone else's fix or the machine fix, and we get behind the wheel. And we drive 50 miles, 60 miles, 70 miles, 80 miles sometimes because of the faith we have in you. And every time we leave early in the morning, leave from there to go to work, you guide us with your hands. And we come back home through your guidance. My God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We go to bed and get up through your effort. Thank you. Thank you. Every year, you increase our ages. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. On this wonderful day, Christmas Day, we're here. Thank you. My kids, grandkids, all playing in there. Thank you. Thank you. My son, all over in Japan, talk to him. This, thank you, my Lord. Thank you. And I'm not unique. There are many, many, many people who are just as certified as I am here this evening. There we go. We want to thank you. Want to thank you for that. Because what you have done and continue to do, only you that have that power to do something like that. And I want to thank you. My Lord, you are just wonderful. And the fact that you are wonderful, you continue to show to all of us. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you. My Lord, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, every day is Christmas. Thank you. Thank you. Look where you took Liberia from. We had an election. Africa. In Africa, we have an election. Election. A lot of us were concerned. But those of us that believe in you, put our trust in you. And we knew that you were going to come through. And you did for us. Thank you. Thank you. Now that you have given us the leader, we ask you to bless the outgoing leader and the incoming leader. Only through you that these things are possible. We also want to thank you and ask, my Lord, that you continue to bless the Republic of Liberia and its people, because through your blessing that we are able to do a lot as citizens members of the Liberian community in the diaspora as well. We want to thank you for your continued blessing, the opportunity that you give us. These things cannot happen in anything else other than the way you have us to do these things here. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. My Lord, we also ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name. I just want to stay here tonight, just praise you. I don't even want to talk about anything else, but just continue to praise you. We've got friends and family members are all over the world getting together this evening, having fun. I just want to praise you. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Okay, folks. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, Christmas Day. I want to thank all of you that are tuning in and watching us. We're now live on the radio tonight because this radio stuff, it takes some time to start and try to operate that. But I want to thank all of you that tune in, not that you don't have anything to do. We want to say many thanks, especially to Liberian Public Radio members in Liberia that continue to feed us with information. We say thank you. Thank you. And tonight, I'm hoping that some of the analysts, because I send it out, if you have the time, if you don't have the time, that's okay. I can mix the music and talking on. It's Christmas Day. We don't owe anybody anything. The audience that are watching us expect us to do these kinds of stuff. So we have to keep up. We have to keep up. We can't say we're tired today. No, we have to. We have to. So we'll be here again tomorrow. We'll be here again Wednesday. We'll be here on Thursday. We'll be here on Friday. Saturday, not quite, but we will be here. And I want to say Merry Christmas to all of you. It's says so. Good evening. Merry Christmas to you as well. So let's go ahead. We're hearing some stuff, and we're going to debunk many of these things that we're hearing here very shortly. But it's Christmas Day. I'll just give you a little bit. Former Speaker Buffett Chima had an interview on Focus on Liberia, where he made some ridiculous statements. We're going to debunk those statements, but not now. We're waiting. About Honorable Flanty Kofa, how Flanty Kofa was jealous of him, and that Flanty Kofa is compromised and all that. But I'm not going to go into that. We'll deal with that later. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Another thing that I want to talk about here tonight is the outgoing president had a beautiful, beautiful song, Christmas Day song. Thank you for that wonderful Christmas song. So what I'm going to be doing for you here tonight, I'll take you back in history, and we will try our best to read William Arthur Tubber's speech. And when you do these things, I want you to pay attention to some of the wording and some of the description that he's going to give. And then you can put yourself back in those days and now compare it to today. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the legislature. This was back in January 23rd, 1974. How old was I? I think I was like maybe 2 months old. That's okay. But anyway, so this is my building, E.J. Robin. One of the fundamental characteristics of modern democracy is the establishment of government by the people. Talking. By the people, for the people, and of the people. Because of this fact, a basic obligation is imposed by the Constitution upon the executive to make regular periodic report to the people through their duly elected representatives on the trust of conducting the affair of government in accordance with their mandate. I want you to pay attention to these things here. It's very interesting. Talk about telling us. That was back in 1974. What is the difference between now and then? And the reason I'm bringing this up, because this is the kinds of mindset Ambassador Barker had about service to the people. Okay. Within this system, the government of Liberia operates. Thus, in keeping with the Constitution of the Republic, I am pleased as Chief Executive to perform my duty for the third time of reporting to you on the conduct and administration of the affair of the government of the Republic of Liberia during the calendar year of 1973. Exactly 1 year to date since I delivered my last annual message. Ladies and gentlemen, as you commence this third section of this 47 legislation, it gave me exceeding joy and great pleasure once again to extend to your honorable body a healthy welcome to the seat of government, above all, to which for you God continues guiding in conducting the business of the state, which the responsibility of your position impose. This is back in 1973, 74. The cultural relationship. They're not causing business. The cultural relationship, the kinds of relationship, working relationship between the executive and the legislature. Back in 1973, 74. Somebody is telling us. We offer praises and thanksgiving to Almighty God, our great preserver and protector, through whose prayer we have all begun praying to serve the great cause for which we have been chosen. Firstly, by him, and secondly, by the citizens of our republic. I'm not too sure if Tobo was ever elected, my people. I'm not too sure, but that's what he's saying here. People choosing. International affair. Now let's go. Now I want you guys to pay attention, because this is something that was written back in 1974 and delivered back in 1974 by President Tobo. So we're going back in history today. The transitional event in international affairs during the year 1973 was undoubtedly the short but brutal and destructive war in the Middle East. That's some of the reason why I'm bringing this up. What's happening right now? Middle East, which began on October 6th. As regrettably as it was, there is a cause for hope that this fourth conflict in that troubled region during the past quarter of a century may at least result in the forming of realistic formula for the occasion of lasting peace with justice and human dignity in the Middle East. 1973, 74. That was his prediction, that he was hoping that things would be quiet. Nothing quiet. Christmas Day, folks. Despite its relatively brief duration, that has had far-reaching international representation, which have repeated around the world, its implications have exceeded a mere claim of completing right and interest of the Israeli and the Palestinian. Okay, I'm not going to go deep into it. Let's come back home. because this is an international affair where he speaks to the international issue. And I don't see any, okay, foreign relations. Let's get out of that. I want you to go straight into home, something that's happening. You know, those days they have when the president is giving a speech, a national, like the speech before the like, each of the branches that's in the government, that's in the executive, the minister of education, the commerce, and every one of them put their paper together and give it to the president, and the president will make that announcement. So that's what I'm trying to do. Let's go. The first one here, Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. In this annual report, the minister has noted that the world economic in 1972 experienced a broadly based upswing, which in 1973 reached a peak and level of growth of output and trade, as well as employment and capacity utilization registration high rate despite serious problem in the management of the currency relationship. Inflation ahead in 1972 in some major industrialized country, but reskilling in 1973, assuming proposition of major concern. Commodity prices registered exceptionally sharp increase in 1973. The rice issue coming small. What the people were doing at the time, and I'm a little older now, and I've been reading a lot. What the people were doing at the time. The Minister of Finance and everybody else will go from place to place, try to gauge the international community. It's not as robust as it is now. So those days, they used to say, okay, what's going on in this country? Because especially in 1973, and the war in the Middle East created a serious problem. The oil business were coming to play, and everything was just scattered almost. Okay, but let's leave that. The second some part here. I want to get into the agriculture. The concept was finally adopted by the government. Okay. Let me go into agriculture here. And the reason I'm doing this here this evening, the economic situation, Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs, the economic situation. During the period under review, somewhat slashed. Okay, all right, let's look at this here. Look at this. Back then, the gross domestic product for the monetized economy at market price was established at 521 million, 12.2 million in 1973, compared to 438 million in 1972. The 7.7% increase in 1970 compared with 5% during the period of 66. People now we're talking 700 million. Those days, you're talking $500 million in 1973. How many dollars did that be going to be there today? That's something that we're yet to go into. Okay, our Minister of Government rule. Okay. I want to read the Minister of Commerce, Industry, Transportation, Minister of Postal Affairs, Minister of Justice, Minister of Defense. Just give me a moment here. Education. The approach of this administration towards development and progress has its primary goal, the training and education of population to meet the specific need of our nation. Okay, well. In this connection, the ministry has reported that of the $426,000 debt. Let me leave you people think. Let me go to what we do and what we do best. But anyway, so I don't know. Maybe most of these panelists they're busy with Christmas Day. So let me go on. Let me go on to another thing. So the president was able to dedicate a PHP park, beautiful park. See, the incoming government will now go into it and try to fix it. One of the interesting things, as I see in Liberia, that Ambassador Baka and his people need to take into consideration, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm just running my mouth here this evening, will be to actually establish some sort of an entity that will be able to provide maintenance process for all of these parks and whatever that you're building. Because if you don't have budget for maintenance, who's going to maintain those things that President Weah is putting into place? They look shiny right now. Look at their community role. Who's going to maintain these things? Who's going to maintain them? People are jubilating and things like that. Yes, they're new now. And they think it's right by the ocean. The corrosion problem with these metals. They saw water coming into those areas. Do they have money to paint those places every year so that they will stay corrosion free? There's some serious problem when these people are putting these things into effect. It's not building things. But how do you maintain what you have built? Well, how do you maintain, especially this beautiful park at PHP? How do you maintain that? Is there any maintenance budget for that? Who's responsible? Public Works or the local community? I'm not too sure. And these are things that Ambassador Baka and his people will do better to actually try to look into these things. Because we saw the former president, Madam Salih, and most of the dignitaries are all over there, but they're not thinking about the day after. They will look shiny, good. 4, 5, 7 months down the road, President Baka will be forced to now budget for this park that they put out there for maintenance purposes. Other than that, it's going to go, it's going to look bad. They can't even clean the city of Monrovia, my people. They can't clean the city of Monrovia. But yet still, they're building these parks. I'm not frowning on it. I'm okay with it. But where the money going to come from to maintain those parks? You have these railing system, metal railing system. And like I said, they're by the beach. And those of you that live in Monrovia, you know what it is with the beach and steel. Who's going to take care of them? How do you take care of them? Look at the street of Monrovia. It's not what are we building parks okay, there are people who are going to go to the park themselves. First of all, they don't even have food to eat. Why are we misplacing all of these resources? For what reason? For what reason? For what reason? Why were we not looking at these things? You build these parks from here to there, that's fine. Who's going to take care of it? I'll give you an example. The Golden Gate Bridge here in California. Okay? Starting January, they're already going across the river painting. By the time next January, they will be on the other side. Then they start all over. So every year they paint and go that side. Another year they paint. So it's an ongoing process. It is an own budget. You can't even finish Ralphie Highway, my people. Why we do this thing to ourselves? Why do we do these things to ourselves? Thank you guys for joining. We appreciate all of you. Thank you on this Christmas evening. Thank you very much. And this is why I was trying to read from Tauber's speech, from the 1973-74 speech that he gave, because he mentioned about stuff like that. It's not like Liberians do not deserve to have that kind of a wonderful thing. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Okay? Give me a moment, guys. It's not like that. But the point here is, how do we maintain the park that is being built? Okay? How do we maintain that? That has always been the issue in Liberia and many other places in Africa. The maintenance problem has always been the drawback for everybody. I understand that. Okay? But my thing is, if we're going to do these things, just give me a minute. In fact, just hold on. Hold on 1 minute, please.
Yeah, the part over everybody. Ah, Zuckerman, I did your pocket. Comment vous proposez? Vous devez voir. Plaisir, plaisir. Ah, c'est que la marée de vieille Karine. Plaisir, plaisir. Plaisir, plaisir. Plaisir, plaisir. Ah, c'est que.
So it is not about we against development. No, it's not like that. But think about it. You're building a park in a PHP. Wonderful, wonderful place. And the thing looks so beautiful, shiny. But we all know that it's not going to shine forever. That's for sure. We know that. And you must be able to provide that information. Okay? You must be able to provide some sort of a means for maintenance. But we know Liberian society, we don't. If they have maintenance issues, why are they having so much problem with the city of Monrovia? So I'm just saying this afternoon, I'm going to be going all over the place. I'm just saying this evening, in as much as we appreciate President Weah doing that, I think these type of park in this community, there will be a problem in trying to maintain them. And for me, I just like to use Door Community Road. When that road was dedicated, you saw how shiny it was. Go look at it now. Go look at it. All of the drainage is crowded. If it rained, it's the same position they were in before because no water getting out of the road. People, the same thing President Weah was saying, you're not doing mechanic job here. They're doing mechanic job in the street. So the same thing here with this park, you got over there in PHP, in less than 2 years, that thing gonna be down the drain. Why are we doing that? Okay, if you're going to do these things, then you must, in your budget, I don't know anything about money business, but there must be money for maintenance. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any maintenance business in Liberia as far as I'm concerned. So why do we do these things to each other? So I'm hoping that Ambassador Baka and his people will see reason to say, okay, we already have this. So let's go ahead and fix it and maintain it. The maintenance problem is going to be another one. Let me jump on to another story. We saw Ambassador Baka went back recently. He's in Liberia, which I really appreciate. He's also showing and connecting with the Liberian population to say, we're all here. Let's celebrate Christmas together. Whether we're all hungry together or not, let's do it. So I'm not going to be here long tonight because I'm just waiting here for the family to get together, and then we're going to go somewhere else. So I'm not going to be here long, but we have to do this thing. We have to fill this time to time. Even if we're not here the whole entire time, we must show up because that's what you, the audience, expect of us here on LPR. So, but let's go a little bit deeper into this. Like I said, I'm going to be all over this place tonight. So, during the election, there were a lot of things that were said about each other. Are we, as Liberians, are we ready now to embrace each other? Because only through that process, by embracing each other, will we be able to put hands together and build our country. Not one political party will build our country and be successful. It's not happening. You saw when CDC came in, they started pushing people away. They couldn't do it by themselves. And I think Ambassador Baka is quite smart, and he's way ahead of that by asking Liberian to join hands. So the issue is, during the election, we said so many things against each other. Some went as far as cussing each other and what have you. But do we have the capacity within us to say election finished, you know, come back together as Liberia and make sure this country is built properly? Can we do that? Do we have the capacity to do that? Can we do that? That is up to us. That is up to us as Liberians to make sure that, yes, indeed, we as Liberia will be able to come together to build, because it's very important that we build this country. Quite recently, I have announced here on this show that I was going to be doing some how to road fixing and fixing these, what I consider to be potholes, but they're huge. The mud holes, whatever you want, how to fix them. But then I thought to myself, once I start doing that, people are going to think say, I'm looking for a job. And that's why I'm not doing it, because I'm not looking for anything. So I'm not doing it. But there will be some time that I will come out here, especially in the rainy season, because these things are going to repeat themselves. And I will try to do somehow show something and what have you. So all of the analysts, y'all enjoying your Christmas Samson over here, running his mouth, tabata all tonight. You're listening, you're not doing nothing, nobody coming on because you're enjoying your Christmas. Okay, y'all enjoy yourself. But anyway, let me go on to another subject matter. I asked a question last night. And this question was, what happened now with former President Ellen Sirleaf? Because we've been hearing so much rumors about Ellen Sirleaf and his relationship with his former Vice President, Ambassador Baka. There have been so many rumors. We don't know for sure. But the question that I ask is, with Ambassador Baka keep talking about auditing, is there something that former President Sirleaf need to be concerned with? I don't know. So this is what I'm going to do now. While I'm talking about Tabata, I'm going to open the line. Those of you, it's Christmas. Let's share a Christmas story if you have one, or if you want to contribute, you can do that. I will share the stuff, but I'm not going to be here long, of course, as I already stated. So let's see here. Okay. Okay. Let's okay. So I'll put a number up. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all of you. We'll be back here again tomorrow, that's for sure. Okay. No rain or no rain will be here. We will continue to do these things because this is our people having opportunity to have conversation with each other. So that's your number one if you want to give me a call. But let's go on. Let's go on. I'm not going to be. I got a few more minutes. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. So my thing is, Ambassador Walker, for me, does not even have to do any kind of audit with respect to President Salif. But this Ambassador Walker administration will expose the former president big time in terms of her leadership ability, in terms of the lack of understanding about the Liberian people. She's Harvard trained economist, they said, but no structure. Leadership, yeah, she has the leadership ability. But in terms of political structure, there's none. She came in understanding that the transitional government was so corrupt, and she came in, she was supposed to help to try to stop the bleeding of corrupt people taking money. What did she do? She brought in her whole family. And when they ask, I will go into that in another time. But I'm saying, even if Ambassador Bakar does not come in to try to audit her, I think she's going to be exposed. She's going to be exposed. And sooner or later, the Unity Party that are coming to power, they will find out the kinds of arrangements she has with President Weah. And those conversations will be happening as well. And we will learn about it. It doesn't take much. They're keeping secret right now, but it's just a matter of someone else's son. That's it. As soon as somebody says something and that person pissed off, they start blah. You saw what happened with Amar Kone and what's his name? Samuel Twat. When Amar Kone had to slow down. Since that time when Twat came back and told us how much money Amar Kone was spending for himself from the Liberian people money. You know, yeah, Amar Kone come by? Okay. So these things, they're easy for us to know. All we need to do is just keep quiet. Once they start pissing each other up, you will hear it. So let's go back. Like I said, I'm all over the place tonight. I'm all over this place because first of all, the analysts are not coming on to join me. I don't know why, but they're not joining me tonight, which is okay. It's Christmas time anyway. Everybody have to stay and be with their family. That's understandable. I'm just kidding. I mean, we all knew that everyone have family and they have to stay with them. However, we do these things here. Not that I don't have family. My family is in the house right now, but I'm in the house here as well. But the thing is, we decide to do these things. I can't just shut the radio down because it's holiday. I got to come on air, and I had to call it. Even if it's Wednesday, Mr. Sower still come on air. So we can't just shut down. These are things we decided to pick on, and we will do our best. These are the kinds, because if you also sacrifice to tune into us, we also must sacrifice to show you. So I'm just tabating all over the place here this evening. So bear with me. So let's go back. Let's go back. So President Weah is giving little hint and stuff like that about what happened, why his thing is, why is it? He's asking question. Why is it on this Christmas day? I'm asking question myself. He said, why is it that Liberian call him to take the country from people who was hurting there and give him the country? Now they're taking that same country and giving it back to the same people that were hurting them. Why is that? Not only that, he went on this, that they were paying people rentage and things like that. And then when they will not come by, when they'll come by for a rent business, we'll see. And as Mr. George, Amos George, the man, I don't take nonsense from anybody. He said, President, we are, and I'm paraphrasing him. President, we are you supposed to, you don't want supposed to pay people rent? Establish an atmosphere, create an atmosphere where businesses, private industry will thrive so that these people that are coming to you for rent will be able to work and be able to pay their own rent. Teach the people how to fish and let them fish for themselves. But from that comment, President, we have made, it seemed to me that it was not their intention to let Liberian be Liberian. It was their intention to keep feeling Liberian a little bit here. You talk small, they give you small chicken soup. You talk small, they give you small red oil. Instead of them to find ways to work and be able to get your own chicken soup and your own red oil. So Mr. George is saying, President, are you supposed to be the one to pay people rent? Or are you the one supposed to establish an atmosphere for businesses to be established so that these people will be able to work and find their own money to pay their own rent? I agree with him on that. But it coming from a conservative and I'm a liberal, so I don't agree with him. Of course, it makes sense, but the fact that it coming from a conservative and I'm a liberal, so I don't agree with him. Samson too. Hello, Christmas evening, folks. I'm just having fun here. I'm having fun. So, once again, if you can share this, if you can share the video, please do so. I'm just going to be talking about, I got about 10 more minutes. And let me just let you know. They told me, I told her I have a show to do. She understood it. But she said, okay, the family are here. I'm giving you till 6 o'clock, and then we can take them where we have to go. I said, okay. So it's about 10 more minutes, and I'll be out of here. At least I've done my duty as member LPR family. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to be talking Tabata a little bit. In fact, no, I don't want to put music in there right now. So I have another book here that I'm going to find right now and try to read a little bit of it. I have a book here. I hope I'll be able to find it. Oh, Jesus. Where is it? Where is it? Come on now. Okay. I can't find it right now. I'll look for it one of these days. I'll find it. I can't find it right now. But this book was written by the current senator of Nima County, Honorable Prince Johnson. It's a very interesting reading. Very interesting reading. But anyway, I can't find. I know it's somewhere here. But I will get it. I will get it. So, but anyway, since I don't have it, I'm not going to touch on that one. I'll talk about another thing and fill in my 5 minutes. That's remaining. So, another thing I want to talk about is this role business that President Waka, soon to be, elected, incoming President Waka and his people. How are they going to seriously deal with this role business? It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be because the role, just a little bit that I know, public work is so tangled up into corrupt behavior by these road business. How are you going to do that? How you go? They're giving contract to people who have no ability to carry out the work, but the contract has been signed. Or how are you going to take the contract away from somebody? Unless you go, because in most contracts, they have some reservation in there that if you cannot perform a certain level, the contract can be taken away from you. And that's why, for example, East International, in one of their newspapers the last time, made it clear. Government are paying them. This is a pre-financed venture. So if you're going to take a contract, Ralphie Highway from East International, you're going to find another contractor that will then come in to do the this pre-financed business. It's a way that the government uses to enrich themselves. I'll give you an example. Most of these, because I was involved in few of these road design and construction process in Liberia. So at this point, I have little insight. When I go to this meeting, I don't just go in the meeting as a designer, road designer, but I also go in the meeting with knowledge of a reporter. So I have little insight. I was at one meeting, one of the owner, well, some big shot, want $10,000 kickback. And that person got the $10,000. I was in the meeting, and that person got the $10,000 kickback. So it's not that I don't know about it, but the point that I want to make here is when they say they're going to have somebody to do pre-finance, so say the job is $250,000 project or $2.5 million project, but they want you to pre-finance. So they have to do design. First, you have to do feasibility study, and it's all going to be pre-financed. In the meantime, this is where these people, the crooks, will continue to do. In the meantime, the African Development Bank, the World Bank, whatever, they have already given in advance certain amount. But that money not coming to the contractor or the design team or anybody. The money going in to themselves. So that those who are going to pre-finance the next bunch of money that are going to come, then they take a little bit and give it to the person who pre-financed. For example, let's just say the contract is $20. You supposed to pre-finance the contract. So you pay already. By the time the first money, they give them the money up, they give them maybe $7 already. They give the government $7. You didn't get it. They're not coming to you. I won't go to them. So the second batch that comes in, you, the pre-finance company now, you already spend $7. So the $7, the first $7 was supposed to come to you, they're not coming to you because they say you pre-finance. So you not pay the first $7. The money coming in now, because the $7 that you pay, you don't have it. The Liberian contractors, the Liberian designer, all of many businesses in Liberia, they don't have that much capital that they can readily go get money from there. They have to go borrow. Interestingly, when they go to the bank to borrow, the bank charge them 25%. And this is how the bank screw them also. You go borrow $7, they charge you 25%. So they take the 25% out of that $7. You're not getting the quite $7. The crook business in our country is so much. So I'm not too sure how Ambassador Baka is going to deal with it, but that's something we're going to discuss. So they say, okay, you now going from family member to find the $7. The bank finished taking their money, they didn't give you $7. The rest you borrow from family member, you pre-finance. You expect when the government get money coming from the international community, World Bank or African Development or something like that, for them to give you that $7, so you will put it back because you spend that. They're not going to give you the $7. They get the $7. Don't mind you now, because you submit all your bill for the $7 pre-finance. The government take that same bill and submit to African Development Bank or to World Bank. So, okay, let's look at it. So they look at the quantity, they compare it. Yes, indeed, $7. You take the $7 and give it to the government. You know what the government come and give you? $2.50. They will pay you when the people pay the other one. You're already $7 into the whole. You able to say no? So this is the background of the pre-finance business. If you don't have strong capital, you can, and I'm just saying $20. I'm talking about millions of dollars. So if you don't have that kind of money, and that's why most of the contracting business, they go to the Chinese, they go to the Japanese because they can afford. But true Liberian contractors, they don't have that kind of capital stack somewhere where they can go and get money from. I got 2 more minutes. Okay? But I will go into it tomorrow onto more of these things. Again, I don't want to get pulled off the air, so let me respect the rule. And I will say thank you, guys. It's a wonderful, wonderful show. I don't mean to disrespect you by sitting down, but I have to sit down here for me to shut this thing up. I want to thank you very much for tuning in this evening. It's been a wonderful, wonderful show. Thank you. Thank you. I just have to run because it's Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you. My Christmas is on all of you that are watching. I will go a little bit deeper into this pre-finance stuff. And one other thing I want to leave with you. That Tabata Bamachima talking on focus on Liberia, we will debunk it right here on this show. Because first of all, he trying to come back. And he's talking about Flanti Kofa manipulating the people of his district to reject it. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss it. Samson to Liberian Public. Merry Christmas, folks. Merry Christmas. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I'll say good night to all of you.
As he said, okay, Elizabeth Baluke, one day you're going. Africa,